Bienvenue, herzlich willkommen. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear project managers, Mrs. De Hees and Mr. Flotter, dear Monsieur le Maire, dear members of the jury, dear Monsieur de Pascale from CEPES, I think today for the first time in our house, and welcome. Dear President colleagues, we didn't see each other, but I hope we will see later. Dear President colleagues, Mrs. Rizzo from Florence, hello. And I have been to Florence last week. And Mrs. Gazzo from Naples, welcome. Molto bene, grazie. Dear Mrs. Seidel, Dr. Seidel from Kiel, welcome everybody. I warmly welcome you to the Higher Regional Court of Cologne. As a great supporter of international exchange and European cooperation, we do a very lot in especially European cooperation, and I'm very proud and very pleased that the Higher Regional Court of Cologne is a member of the EEEI on behalf of all German higher courts, and that it is contributing to the interests of the German judiciary, to the projects there by Dr. Morawitz. And Dr. Morawitz, it's not always good to thank someone in the own house, but I just will do it because I'm of the opinion she did everything very well, and I am very happy for all of the organization from everybody. Everything worked fine. Thank you very much. This first, I am particularly pleased that the EEI chose this beautiful building as the venue for yesterday's General Assembly, and together with Cologne-based Euro expert, also for today's consensus conference. It's pleasing that now, after the reduction of activities due to the pandemic, it's possible again to hold such events in attendance or as a hybrid event. And I still remember when we met for the first time and went together, we still thought of this situation, pandemic. We had no problems, where's Monsieur le Maire? We had no problems to get together and have a good time together preparing everything. But now we have a situation, everyone can be here without a face mask, and this is really great. I attach great importance to the FindexII project, which is in focus today, with its objective of enabling a Europe-wide search for suitable court experts. Very important, especially the development of uniform minimum standards for court experts and for admission procedures is an important and an extremely significant topic for practice. I'm looking forward to the presentation of the results of the individual working groups, as well as the discussion and evaluation of the jury. If you allow me, it's now, well, we are a little bit over the time, I think, but not because I spoke too much. If you allow me, I will, and you will give me 5 to 7 minutes, I want to tell you something where you are. Of course, you know you are in the Higher Regional Court of Cologne. What do we do? And I will tell you some points, only some points, because I can talk about this building and my colleagues for a whole day, but I think this is not what we should do today. But I want to introduce you to the court a little bit. And so I just go on and hope my very best. You see, this is the staircase. Oberlandesgericht Köln, Higher Regional Court, which is in our in our branch of judiciary, ordentliche Gerichtsbarkeit, in our land, North Rhine-Westphalia, the highest court. So after this, we only have the federal court, Bundesgerichtshof at Karlsruhe. We are a court of appeal, mostly a court of appeal. And our subjects are civil law, a lot of family law and family law cases, and also penal law in some ways, but penal law is not the most important. It's important, but it's not the most important part, especially by quantity in this court. This is Oberlandesgericht Köln. I only say this one time. Of course, it's the most interesting building with the best judges of all North Rhine-Westphalia. Not Schleswig-Holstein, okay, it's excluded, but you can see we are proud of it, and I think we have some reasons to be proud, but you never should leave the floor too much. Okay, Oberlandesgericht Köln, we have 4.3 million people living in the area. We have 3 regional courts, Cologne, Bonn, Aachen. All are big regional courts because every region is big, is also big with economy, is also big with production of a lot of things. So we have enough to do, and we will have enough to do. What I wanted to present you, we have a lot of specializations. We have 30 senates. Of those 30 senates, we have 7 senates with family, with cases about families and childhood, everything. And then specialties concentrated here. We have one specialty for the whole region of our court. This is that we have a specialty for IT. All IT above 100,000 euro is settled here. So we have to deal with cases above 100,000 euro for the whole North Rhine-Westphalia in Cologne, in concentration, which is, well, very future-orientated, as you can imagine. And we have started this last year, and we already see results. Well, insurance cases, financial cases, press and press, written, spoken press, also TV, everything, because Cologne is a lot about media, and so we have also a lot of cases in this branch. Penal law, Arzthaftungssachen, medical things, Landwirtschaft, because we still have a surrounding by a lot of countryside and very interesting, a lot of money behind most of those cases. Mietsachen, as well as Mietsachen concerning people, single people, but also economics. Family law, then we already talked about building architecture. Reisevertrag, big problem with artificial intelligence by now, about traveling. Wettbewerb, competition law. And a specialty for Cologne, we are responsible for the Rhine, because we are it's a German word, Rheinschifffahrtsgericht, the court for everything which means shipping on the Rhine, from top to, not to the Netherlands, of course, but to the end of Germany. And we have several things about this and the specialty. You have already seen yesterday, those of you who were here yesterday, they were up in the room 301. You can see it also when my colleague will guide you around. And you can see there that we have some things which may bring you, imagine, like an anchor or a steering wheel and everything which is in the courtroom. Okay, we also are administration, a lot of administration. I don't want to bore you with a lot of things, but we are responsible for the whole district, for the whole region. And we have, with all the courts all together in this region, I'm responsible for about 7,000 people, 1,300 judges in the whole area. And we have to provide a lot of things like IT, like, of course, budget, and a lot of things. I have to discuss a lot with the Ministry of Justice or with the Ministry of Finance to get the money we need, that the building and that everything runs, also for personnel. This is our biggest job in administration. We have in administration alone in this court 150 persons, but they are responsible for the whole district. This is Führungskräfte, 1 president, 2 vice presidents, and so on. and administration 150 persons. What I want to introduce to you, because I talked to some of you already about this, and I learned that it's very interesting for you. In Cologne, I am responsible for central IT for justice. By the background of the independence of judges, we have IT and everything which has to do with IT concentrated only for justice in one administration. The administration is called ITD, IT-Dienstleister, Central IT Service, and we do everything, starting from programs over software, hardware, to support, to quick support, like called BIT, telephone support you can have most of the time of the working time. We started something which is quite new, but might be interesting for you. We have a special department for artificial intelligence. So we research the use of artificial intelligence for courts. I think you have this in Italy too. We think about several things, and especially we think about the question, how far can we go? How far do we want to go? We just discussed this 5 minutes ago. For us, we have one thing which is clear. We don't want that someone who makes decisions, a judge, will be replaced by artificial intelligence. We want people, we want persons to decide cases with their head and also with their feeling. We call this Judiz, feeling of justice. And we don't want that it will be a machine decided by algorithms or something else. But we see that also there are a lot of programs which may help us, and we have a lack of persons, especially, not the judges, especially in the branches of service like Angestellte, employees and everything. It's not so easy for the administration to get new people in it. So if artificial intelligence might help us with something we do by hand now, it might be very helpful. So this is, I wanted to introduce you, and I'm almost ready. This, some dates. The Oberlandesgericht, the Higher Regional Court, was founded 1819 by King Friedrich Wilhelm III, over there, from Prussia. You can see this is a Prussian building. It's an actually Prussian building. The Prussians wanted to be in the Rhineland. They were not loved by the people from the Rhineland. So I'm from the Rhineland, so I shouldn't love Prussians, but it's historic. And they wanted to impress everybody by their buildings. And you can see this. You can see this all over Cologne, but also in other cities. Impressive buildings and also impressive staircases. Someone who arrives here, he sees a friendly staircase by the color, but when you go up the stairs, you have the feeling that you are getting smaller all the time. Yes, but smaller in size, not in, it's not nothing to get the kilos off, but you have the feeling if you are mounting the stairs that you get smaller, and this is what they wanted. But it's actually very beautiful staircase. And Oberlandesgericht started the name by 1879. This is the building. And then I can say thank you for your attention. Welcome again. And I wish you a very good day. I wish you a successful and insightful consensus conference. Thank you very much.